Yo, what's up, guys? Back for this Wednesday slate. Another great night of DFS last night. DraftKings cashed in all single entry double ups, hit over a 270 on that. FanDuel went off for a 314. Even with Larry Markkinen in both lineups, he only played the first half, so able to survive on DraftKings and double ups even with Lowry. And then FanDuel still cashed easily in GPPs even with Lowry in there. So it was a good night. Let's keep it rolling into today. If you want to join for basketball or baseball, and you're in the end of basketball, obviously, but you can hit the link in the description. Let's get on to this slate, so please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you're not already. It's pretty tough to make a video for today because of all the injury news, even though we only have 5 games. So depending on if either Levine, Dunn, or Porter are going to play, or even Markkinen, who left with a sickness, quote-unquote sickness, that's going to shake up that whole Bulls team. We have Mike Conley still questionable. If he doesn't play, obviously we know what to do. So it's just a lot of injuries that it's kind of hard to make recommendations. So these picks are probably going to change later in the day when we get news. And LeBron James is probably going to sit on a back-to-back. So just a lot of stuff we're waiting on. But I like Damian Lillard right now at 10-3. So he's going to have to shoulder even more of the offensive burden without Jusuf Nurkic. Unfortunately, Nurkic, we all saw that injury. Nurkic was playing so well this year, especially in that game where he had a career high, I think 33 points scored. Lillard is going to have to take a ton of shots again. He's going to have to probably score like 35, 40 points a game until McCollum comes back. He has a very high assist rate. He has been rebounding pretty well, and the matchup is fine against Chicago. Shooting guard Devin Booker at 9,200. Just because Devin Booker is doing everything for his team, literally scored 59 of his team's 92 points. So the rest of his team only scored 33 points besides Booker against the Jazz, which is absolutely insanity. But he's been playing well. He's been scoring. That's the only thing he's really, really good at. And he's also been racking up some assists lately. But against the Wizards, they really don't play defense at all. We saw that Lakers game last night, gave up, they let the Lakers do whatever they wanted. The Wizards they just don't look motivated at all since they lost like 5 in a row. Completely out of the playoffs now. But we know Devin Booker loves to set titles, set records. So if he has another great game, I could see him push for like 50 real points scored, and at 9,200. Just with the insane usage he has, with all the minutes he's going to play without Oubre and all those guys. Seems like a really good bet to hit at least 50 DraftKings points, and we all know he has a monster ceiling. Small forward, assuming that LeBron James sits, I like Lance Stephenson a lot. So I don't think LeBron's going to play in this one. I don't think he's played in a back-to-back. I think they said that he was not going to play in back-to-backs for the rest of the year. This one's a back-to-back in Utah. So Lance Stephenson, after, everybody's been saying that move on Jeff Green. He did do a nice move on Jeff Green, but he also stepped on his foot. And if somebody steps on your foot, that's like the reaction you would have. Jeff Green's reaction would be like everybody's reaction when somebody steps on your foot. You try to move back and then you just fall backwards. But oh well, the media's gonna spin it however they want. But at 3,700, assuming that LeBron James sits, he's gonna play like 35 minutes ish. Probably gonna start in place of LeBron. He's a great permanent guy. He is very motivated because he's still fighting for contracts in the future. I think he was only on a 1-year deal. So he's very cheap. The matchup's not great, but he literally has 30-point upside if he's going to play 35 minutes-ish. Next guy I like at center is going to be Jonas Valanciunas again because Joakim Noah is doubtful. He's not going to play. Valanciunas has been playing a lot of minutes since Noah's been doubtful or he hasn't been playing. And he's just been super productive. Like high 40s. He had a 65-point game in overtime. He had a 52-point game. Matchup against Boogie Cousins is, Boogie's a really good center, but they're going to need Valanciunas' size in this game with Cousins and with Draymond Green and all those guys. So I don't think they're going to play. There's no chance this game really can go small. So Valanciunas is definitely going to get his minutes as long as he doesn't stay in foul trouble. And he's been playing super well as of late. You can't really ask for much more out of him. And then assuming that 3 out of the 4 of Markkinen, Dunn, Porter, and Levine are out, I think there's a good chance that all 4 are out, but I think at least 3 are out. Maybe Dunn will play in this one. I'm going to go with Wayne Selden just because he's really cheap at 3,600. He's going to play 40 minutes-ish if all those guys are out because they really don't have any other bodies. Was very solid last night. put up 30 DraftKings points. I had him on FanDuel, and I'm probably going to play him again if all those guys are out because they're going to need offense. He can supply offense if he gets hot, and he's going to be on the court for almost the whole game. So, I like Selden, especially the fact that this game is at home. I think there's a chance they can stay in it. And then finally, we know who the chalk is going to be today, but I don't see how you do not eat the Enes Kanter chalk. The Portland Trail Blazers are going to be very motivated for the rest of the season, playing with the heavy heart for Nurkic. Enes Kanter finally gets his big chance after all that whining in New York about not getting minutes, and then finally now he's going to get his big chance to prove what he's got. So he better go out there and dominate. He's going to play 30 minutes ish, probably, as long as he doesn't stay in foul trouble. But yeah, they might kind of do a committee by approach because they do have a lot of big guys with Kanter, Leonard, Collins, Ed Davis. But Kanter's going to get the first shot to play, and if he plays well, he's probably going to take all the minutes that Jusuf Nurkic would have played. So at 5,000, he's a great permanent guy. He dropped 65 against the Bulls this year. So you got to love him here. The Bulls are just very bad against the glass, very bad at rebounding. Kanter can dominate here if he wants to. And those are the 6 players that I like. As like I said, subject to change depending on all the injuries that we have. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and good luck tonight.